Hello and welcome to another episode of Straight from the Training Ground, the podcast where we share our love for the beautiful game and the people out in the community doing beautiful things. And we have one such person like that with us this week. We're very happy to have David Redd, founder of Houston Town Futsal Club, with us. David, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Jay. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So we've talked a little bit off the air and things like that leading up to the podcast. Really love all the things you're doing and excited to get the word out to a lot of people about all the great work you've really been doing for some time there in Houston. So first of all, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what is Houston Town Futsal Club, and what was your role, motivation in starting it?
Yeah, for sure. Great question. We started Houston Town back in 2015. Originally, when we started, it was like, hey, we notice all around the world people are playing unorganized pickup, five-a-side. How can we get more of that here in the U.S.? Because ultimately, for me, it's like I want to see the U.S. win a World Cup in my lifetime.
Yeah.
A better way to do that is, to me, it was like getting that on-the-ball creativity that you get from unorganized pickup, just like we do like with pickup basketball here in the United States. So that was the ethos of it, was first just getting a collection of people together to play pickup. So we started with $5 pickups at this unused gym at the University of Houston. And then we started a Houston Town Futsal League where each team actually represented a neighborhood from where they are in Houston. But what made it unique is not only did we do your standard wins and losses, where like a win is 3 points, a draw is 1 point. We actually had community points. So if you did projects out in your neighborhood, we actually used those as points in our table to use as a tiebreaker for playoff seeding. So it was just more just like wins and losses and getting people together. It was actually doing something for the community. And the inspiration for that was really what Detroit City was doing with their whole neighborhood soccer league. So the combination of wanting to see more futsal and also like doing something to celebrate Houston and highlight Houston, that was really a passion of mine, being Houstonian through and through. And that's how it came about.
That's amazing. And I also love, I hope anyone watching or might listen to this later on heard the part about you're in Houston and you're still connecting or getting some motivation from groups in Detroit.
Yeah.
And, I think that's one of the powerful things about the internet, social media, things like that. There's so many groups like you out there that are doing these things. And I really want to urge people, we do this all the time here on the podcast, but to reach out to other people, because you can get some motivation or help getting something started like what you're doing, in your own community. And we need more of that. I also really love, I'm very passionate, like you said, about that basketball culture. I grew up around that myself, and it's really what I feel is missing, in this country with the soccer aspect. Would you agree?
Oh, I totally agree. And that's part of what we're going to lean into is how the block started in our block program. And for those that maybe haven't been to our website yet or aren't familiar with Houston Town Futsal Club, what we did during the pandemic, the gyms were closed and we weren't able to play indoor. So in the East Downtown neighborhood where I was living at the time with my fiance, then now wife, during the pandemic, we would do lots of walks around this, like a sidewalk that runs through East Downtown. And right off the sidewalk was this huge empty lot. It almost looked like the foundation of a warehouse that had been removed. So that's where you can see in the picture there.
Okay.
And at the time, it was just a trash. People would just leave trash, a homeless hangout. You can imagine what it kind of looked like. But it was like, man, it was a perfect 50 feet by 100 feet space. And to me, there's a little staircase that goes up to the top of it. It's like about 5 feet off the ground. And it was like, man, this is truly like our own FIFA Street version of street soccer. You can see the skyline in the background. So, members from Houston Town Futsal Club, we got together because it takes a village, right? We painted the lines, put a DIY fixing, put goals out there. It kind of just made it our own space. And we kind of figured, hey, we know the city and or a developer kind of maintains this space, but we're cleaning it up for them. Like we're cutting the grass, we're painting the lines, we're picking up trash every week, and just kind of made it our own little court for the neighborhood. And now, we have hundreds of Houstonians that are utilizing it on a daily basis. And then that's where we host every weekend. We host pickup games.
Do you have any advice in those situations? Were there legal things or anything you had to do or maybe didn't do?
Yeah. we're kind of in the mindset right now where we'll ask for forgiveness.
Gotcha.
Kind of cool. One of the first couple times though, we actually started playing. We did have HPD show up, and we say, "Hey, this is our moment of truth."
Yeah.
And they actually were kicking the ball with us, and we're like, "This is so cool! Y'all are making use of this space," because they talked about how that particular block, it was kind of like more of a homeless hangout, and people would just abandon trash, and they saw what we were doing.
Yeah.
And they gave us the confidence that no one would give us any trouble. But that is part of our goal, though. Quite frankly, is we are trying to work with the city to make it an official, safe place to play, because it does need some investment to make it a safe place to play. Because right now it kind of is play at your own risk. But
Sure.
again, it is something that the community has come and utilized, and there's been collaborations with the professional team here in Houston, as well as other sponsors that are wanting to do activation at the space. So it just shows that people are wanting this. It's just getting buy-in from local government and city officials and the community leaders.
Do you the ball a block program? That's what it's called, correct?
Yes, yeah, we called it the ball to block program, kind of like the adopt a block. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So then are you can you explain that a little further? Are you trying to go out in other spaces as well? Trying to
Yeah,
expand or
so
just clean up the community, or a little bit of both?
yeah, so right now we're trying to use this as the blueprint, because what we want to do is work with, our members. If anyone's been to Houston, you know how spread out Houston, Texas is. It's actually 640 square miles of the Houston metro. So you can actually fit like New York City, Miami, Chicago. All those cities actually fit within the city of Houston. It's just so spread out, for better or worse.
Yeah.
So with that said, that kind of goes into the whole Houston Town moniker, right? Where each town represents, makes Houston Town. So there's opportunities, I know, throughout Houston where there's spaces like this, where you can take a underdeveloped or dilapidated space and turn it into a pop-up street soccer court, or try to get local communities involved. So we're trying to use this as a blueprint for our players to go out into their own communities across the city and do their own DIY style pop-ups where people can play for free or a very small fee just to maintain the space. Kind of like what we do is donation based. So we say it's for free, but we encourage donations because it does take a lot of sweat equity and, like we said, maintaining the space. But with the end goal of someone with the funds or the resources to come in and actually create something for free for their respective communities. So we're trying to go out and do more of these and identify these spaces, but we're kind of using right now, this has kind of been our main focus and setting the blueprint for what's possible.
Very cool. I love it. And good luck with that. You're doing a great job, and we need more people like that, more groups like that around our country. I think that's fantastic, because not only, you and I obviously share a passion for soccer, but you're also doing something positive and cleaning up the community. Like you said, unused spaces. And as we all know, in any major city or even mid-major city, there are a lot of spaces like this that could use some tender loving care. As you were getting started, I believe you started way back in 2015 or so. Is that correct?
2015, so 10 years.
So that's awesome. So you've been around for a while with this program. What kind of hurdles did you have maybe at the beginning in getting it started?
Oh man, just getting the word out. I mean, if you already have like a network of people, like I grew up in Houston, so I did have that network of guys I grew up playing with, and word of mouth was key in getting more players to be like, oh, did you hear about this $5 pickup games?
Yeah.
So I think it was just the initial, just getting everything off the ground. I have like a marketing background, so I was able to build a website for us. But even with tools today, it's so easy to find like something like a Wix or a Squarespace or a plug and play where people can do that themselves. But even if you don't want to make your own website, you can do things like a Facebook group. I know a lot of people are on WhatsApp these days to just text each other where games are happening. I use a tool that's been huge for me is an app called Meetup. Just because of all the people that are moving to Houston each year, Meetup is an easy way for people, once they move to a new city, they look for their common interest. And for a lot of these people, it's soccer or futsal. So, and then me being, Houstonian, I like to think that I'm not only showing them soccer, but I get to show them the rest of the city and places to go and just offer advice, because it can be overwhelming moving to a big city like Houston and not knowing anyone.
Yeah, sure. How would you describe now in 2025 the street soccer, kind of pickup soccer culture in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely grown. You definitely see a lot more groups kind of doing their own like pickup styles, whether that's like on turf somewhere or identifying facilities. You definitely see a lot more groups popping up, across the city doing their own thing. I feel like Houston's always had that culture, but I think it's just bringing more visibility to it, especially with the World Cup obviously coming this summer and Houston
Sure.
hosting 7 games. I think you're seeing a lot more places popping up, which is great. I think now it's just connecting everyone with that common goal of just growing the game and doing these uh, having pockets of places that you can play in each neighborhood. So it just lends itself to unstructured play, and it's not relying on someone like me having to host it. Ultimately, the goals, everything is already there. It's just anyone can make use of it. That's kind of the end goal, I think, of what it could be with everyone getting connected.
Yeah, and I'd also like to take this time, just a reminder to please like and subscribe our channel. It helps us out. Make sure you check out their website, Houston Town Futsal Club. David, I've looked it over a little bit here before the podcast. You have some great stuff. And also, you can shop, you can buy a little merch on there. And I think that helps your cause, correct?
Yeah, exactly, Jay. Yeah, thanks for plugging that. So we do have a shop, nothing crazy, but again, it's just any little funds that we do have, we put it back into the block. There's a lot of things coming up, like from the fencing that we were talking about, lighting. There's mural and like street art that we want to do to showcase it even more with all the visitors that are coming to Houston. So there's just a lot of cool things that are going on, and the margins that we do make on anything from the shop do go towards revitalizing that block space.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I love it. I love it. Get some street art out there.
Exactly.
Get the vibe going. That's great. I love it. That's what we're all about here. And again, make sure you check out the Soccer Neighborhood, our website, www.soccerneighborhood.com. If you're interested in groups like David's, if you're interested in starting a group of your own, or if you're interested in finding a group anywhere in your community around the country that offers pickup soccer or street soccer, that's kind of what we're all about. How would you say, or how do you feel after 10 years now that Houston Town Futsal Club has helped your community, soccer related or not?
Yeah, I mean, I touched on it a little bit earlier. I think just new people coming to Houston, being able to connect people through like the futsal version of the beautiful game or the street soccer version of it.
Yeah.
Um, and I've seen friendships, I've seen people going to weddings from meeting at Houston Town Futsal Club, which is awesome. But not only that, it's also giving back to their respective communities and getting to know their neighborhoods, because a lot of instances, like, you're not going out to these neighborhoods unless you have a reason to go play pickup somewhere. So I think it's giving back to the neighborhoods as well. It's something that has come from this starting back in 2015.
Gets people to interact.
Exactly, interact and just want to give back, just with that community angle to it.
You alluded to the World Cup, as we all know here in this country, is coming up very quickly. The Men's World Cup will be here in North America actually this summer, 2026. Just want to know before we get you out of here, you talked at the beginning, and I'm the same way. I coach club soccer. My both of my daughters play club soccer. But where does your passion and your belief come from? You talked about the men's team winning a World Cup someday, and that missing piece. Because why I bring that up, we talk about that a lot here on our podcast and on our Instagram and stuff. There's a lot of people out there, I think, like you and I. I don't know if it's because you get to a certain age and maybe we've grown up around soccer more than when I was a kid. Our parents didn't.
Yeah.
But it is that missing piece I feel very passionate about, and I know you are as well. Explain that a little bit. What do you think that would gain to all those kids and that culture that's lacking right now?
Yeah, I mean, in the sense of just playing soccer and coming
Well,
togetherness.
just developing, those higher levels of players, and like you said, you see us win the World Cup someday. I feel very passionate about. I think that's something that's missing. We don't have that flavor, like you said, that inner city pickup basketball kind of culture that you see in all these other countries around the world. Kids just out in the street playing 2v2,
Oh yeah.
trying skills, all those kind of things.
Yeah, no, that's part of this, right? I think the goal is, like you said, I went to Morocco recently and just blew me away to travel through the country, and every single town you're going through, there's no it's not even grass or turf, it's literal dirt, and all you see is the white picket outlines of the goalpost, and
Yeah.
you see kids playing. And so after seeing that, it wasn't a shock to me to see how well Morocco performed in the last World Cup, because it is in the culture and everywhere you go. Um, I know USA might be a ways away from that, but just the beginnings of this, where you can start in your own neighborhood or in your community, and if there's not already a park that's dedicated to having soccer. I'm sure, Jay, you ran into this. Like me growing up in the suburbs of Houston, it was identifying a tennis court, and we would put up cones and play on a tennis court. That's kind of,
Make one, right?
exactly, even if that's a start, and you can see, and I've here in Houston, they've actually done a better job of converting some of these unused tennis courts into hardtop street soccer courts, which is something I've seen in the last 10 years that wasn't happening before. And I have seen, I'm not on the pulse of, youth soccer. I don't have kids yet. But it's something that I'm seeing from friends that do have kids, is futsal being implemented into their training and in the off season. So it is cool. I feel like we're making progress. But at the end of the day, do what you can in your neighborhood. If you want it, it's a empty set of grass, or like we said, a tennis court, something that you can kind of own, or work with, community leaders to say, hey, I'd love to run, either it's for kids or for adults, or maybe you could do both. Just run some sort of programming out here, because people are wanting more soccer closer to them.
I couldn't agree more. And again, I love what you do. We appreciate your time. Again, if you're just joining us, we're here with David Red. He's the founder of Houston Town Futsal Club in Houston. And David, I'm sure you would agree, but you don't have to live in a major city to do this either, correct? You could do this in a small town, anywhere in the Midwest, anywhere you're located. Like you said, we've talked about before, a tennis court, a basketball court, a parking lot, whatever kind of space you can use to convert. And it's like they say, if you build it, they will come, right?
Exactly. Yeah, there's even a blog on the website if you want to read kind of just how this came about. But like I said, if we could do it on this abandoned warehouse foundation of a space, you really can do this anywhere. So just encourage everyone, to reach out to myself. Like you said, Jay, I'm sure you can help people along the way if they're wanting to start something in their local neighborhood or their local community. Just use the resources. And that's why I applaud you, Jay, for getting like-minded individuals like ourselves together to talk about this, and just spread awareness of what's possible.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's all about. We're trying to build a network. And again, we thank you so much for your time, David. And congratulations on 10 years of trying to create this great football culture, street soccer culture in Houston, and all you've done to bring people together, and also to help, make some positive changes in your community. So again, make sure you check out Houston Town Futsal Club. You can check out their website, check them out on social media. You can send donations. You can buy some merch on there that will also go help to fund all of their things. And I think the best thing out of this whole chat, David, is your advice to just go out there and make it happen in your own community. We need more of that in our country to build that soccer culture. So, David, thanks a lot for all your time. We really appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Jay, again. Take care.